My name is Rhapsody, and welcome back to the main branch of STS2. Oh, Pomander, Leafy Poultice. Veil Piercer Pull Aggro. I mean, it's better than a strike and it's better than a defend, absolutely. Veil Piercer. Deal 10 damage, the next ethereal card you play costs 0. Maybe I can get Sculpting Strike so that I can turn cards into ethereal cards, and then I can play him for 0. That'd be fun. Looks like our best path here is some version of this. 3 breast sights and a bunch of upgrades. Pretty useful. As much as I want to pull aggro, it's not even that much that we get to summon out of pull aggro, so I may as well go full offensive there. Dirge. I mean, look, I'm going to play Dirge while Dirge is here. Upgrade a card? Upgrade a Dirge? Piercer gets 3 damage. Yeah, no, Dirge is definitely the most impactful upgrade there. I gotta make sure that I keep putting damage cards in this deck, though. Often when I get Dirge, I then decide, well, look, I don't need damage. I just build Ossie's HP and then we win, right? Right? And then I turn around and I'm dead. The background is literally just a grave. Alright, then. Get him. Defile. It's good damage and it's an ethereal card. Am I supposed to take that? I say, whilst I take that. Next ethereal card costs 0, so next time we get Defile, it's free. Energy Potion. Defy is really good, but if I get a second Veil Piercer, basically, I think I can get to, like, most of my, deck being real low cost. Let's upgrade the Defy. Full. Upgraded common skill from either of these being gived up. Gived up? Sorry, I'm 2 years old. Vulnerable Potion for pull aggro, negative pulse, or wisp. Do I have anything pushing me in one direction over the other? Not really. Give me negative pulse, a little bit of AoE. Very happy to have a little bit of AoE before this. Big old negative pulse and I'll Dirge. Try and get back to the negative pulse as quickly as we can with those souls. I was really kind of hoping to draw one of the souls. Guess that's my mistake. Best block I can get capable of that turn. Alright. Worked out pretty well. We get another Vom Pot back, and Ethereal. Whenever you draw an Ethereal card, draw 1 card. Yeah, give me a Page Storm. I really want to see an Ethereal card that has like a higher cost than 1 as well. I'm going to use the Energy Potion this turn so that I can Veil Piercer, Defile, Page Storm, Pull Aggro, and Bodyguard. Take no damage this turn. Woof. Big Dirge is the best I could have done that turn. Take only 1 damage in response. Veil Piercer, Defile kills. Alright, now I will take a copy of Fear for vulnerability on Ethereal Trigger. Planisphere, whenever you enter a question mark room, heal 4 HP. We'll upgrade Plage Storm to be 0 cost. In boss fight, that's going to matter. Sucks to lose the Defile there, but I don't want to take any more damage than I need. I can dirge for the safety there. 24, though. This guy won't stop attacking. It's almost like he wants me to die. Touch of Insanity. Debilitate. Deal 7 damage. Vulnerable and weak are twice as effective against the target for the next 3 turns. Just having a single copy of that in the deck is ridiculous. I want Fear to get a second turn of vulnerability, especially because that Debilitate. I want a common here. Putrefy is really good with this, but so's Invoke in this deck right now. I don't have to take too much damage in this fight. Ow. Frontliner goes down. Backliner, I would love to be able to weaken you, but I don't actually have access to that in the deck. Well, aggro sets up Unleash, though. I might actually need to rest before the Vantom fight at this rate. Second Fear, Deathbringer for AoE weak is nice. And Drain Power, I'll take Deathbringer. How impactful are the upgrades we can make here? It's actually pretty impactful. I'm gonna upgrade Deathbringer. That's gonna be a very useful card in a lot of future combats. But do I Veil Pierce? Yeah. But I'm gonna use Touch of Insanity to make this is not what I was hoping to say. Gonna use Touch of Insanity to make pull aggro 0 cost this entire... Well, actually, maybe Deathbringer. Way better here. Because we can also Debilitate afterwards, so we've got double weaken on you. Keep him debilitated. Fear Defile. A bit more damage would have been lovely there before the Defile would have done like 30 damage in response. That's pretty bad. Drew a lot of wounds that turn. I'm almost certain not to survive this turn, and that'll be how that goes. Damn. God damn. All right. I know I should have rested in retrospect. I really thought the Touch of Insanity was going to give us enough, and it was really useful, to be fair. What do we want to do? The only good line I can see requires we take 2 elites. Alright, Booming Conch, please give me 2 additional draw at the top of those elite fights we have to take. Bodyguard sets up more unleash damage. And 7 off death. Yeah. Debilitate. Similar reasons last time, especially against elites. Let's go colorless here. And I'll go for splash because it has the highest potential. Bellows, the first hand you draw each combat is upgraded, and we're drawing 7 in the elite fights. Hell yeah. Bone Shards is a source of AoE. And a removal? Hell yeah. We actually might be pretty well prepared for these 2 elites. Heal 19 HP, fight some enemies. I can do that, and I'm exactly missing 19 HP right now. Which I think makes it easier for me to then upgrade at both of the remaining combats. Bone Shard. Then I'll headbutt Bone Shard back atop the deck to be ready to play it next turn. Bone Shard. Finish him with the Debilitate. Potion of Doom. Death also and Fear. I take Fear. We've got the Debilitate already. Here we want Splash to give us upgraded attacks no matter where I draw it. Sadly, I can't do too much this turn, unfortunately. 21 after that. Don't mana prevent the incoming damage there. Ethereal, then Debilitate, and Hyper Beam. Good splash. Whenever you play a power, draw a card, and Sleight of Flesh, whenever you apply a debuff to an enemy, they take 9 damage. I really do like the idea of that. I don't know if that's something I put in the stack, though, but I will click it. I want to get Defy. Sparkling Rouge. At the start of your 3rd turn, gain a Strength in the Dex. Hey, yeah, when the enemy is fighting, we have a Strength in the Dex here. That's pretty good. This is also probably going to be a pretty good fight to throw the Potion of Doom, but I don't need to do it this turn. Unrelenting seems sick. I think the Debilitate costs nothing last turn. Strike, Unrelenting. Bone Shards 18? I think so. I might be killing you without the Potion of Doom. Yep. Holy Smooth Zone, start his combat with 1 dex. Okay, I have the ability to replace the Potion of Doom that I didn't spend. Another Fear, pull aggro, poke. I don't think any of those go in here. I almost want to take on another elite right now. I don't know if maybe I'm just way too cocky here, but with Bellows and Booming Conch, it's been going pretty okay. It's free to play this turn. Perfect. Gotta make sure it says it's free to play this turn rather than it's 0 energy to play this turn. Get him. Spirit of Ash. When you play an ethereal card, gain 4 block. Now, I do have an ethereal card in the deck, and 1 singular. I want to take Spur, but realistically, like, this deck doesn't want to focus on Osti being alive that long. It's either Spirit of Ash or nothing, and I don't think Spirit of Ash is a speculative pickup. I could be wrong about that. In fact, I ideally am. I'll take the dash to defend and offend at the same juncture. I mean, Fear and Debilitate sets up incredible damage for our future turns. Should have blocked with the defend, oops. Holy Smooth Stone means it's better to do that. Yeah. Beautiful. Bronze Scales. Hell yeah. Studies combo with 3 Thorns. And thank you, by the way, to the commenter who clarified for me that Fetch doesn't say, if this is the first time Fetch has been played this turn, draw 1 card. It says, if this is the first time this card has been played this turn, draw 1 card, which means I could get 2 copies of this in a deck happily. That said, I probably care more about Putrefy with the Slide of Flesh and Debilitate in the deck. Did I only get 3 normal combats this entire floor? Yeah, I totally did. Sick. The fewest normal combats you can have seems to be one of the best lines, often. Synthesis. Next power you play this. Look, I'll just take that for damage. Dirge. I don't care if it's not a soul deck. Dirge is a good card. Extra turn of weak and vulnerable is actually also really important against Vantom, especially, I imagine. Not at all what I wanted to see here. I guess I'm going to use a Claw. Bone Shard for defense, and then throw Debilitate seems right. Unfortunately, I don't have any sources of weaken in this deck, so the Debilitate is much less useful than I want it to be. Perfect. Debilitated, and you are weak and vulnerable now. Actually perfect. Very glad to get the Slide of Flesh on a turn where I can afford to play it there. Helix Drill. It's going to do consistent enough damage. Yeah, 12 by 3. Whereas the rest of them are very dreamy. Yeah, this one's not great. This is just going to be a big Dirge turn for us. I'm aware I'm going to take damage in response to it. Claw's actually doing surprising work right now. Wrought in War, and then it gives me the blade, and then I can use the blade for the finish. Hell yeah. Deck spot, and the Scythe? I don't think I need Eidolon in this deck. I'll just take a Scythe as damage. And I'll take a deck spot over a speed pot. Tezcatara. No, you can't have my Embers. There is actually a pretty good line here, and it's this one that doesn't really operate with anything else. Just ride up that line, decide at the end whether or not I want to take another fight or another question mark. It's not going to give us many opportunities to make Scythe better because we don't have that many combats, but also, is that much of a downside? Toasty Mittens trying to give us strength is not good. It could burn the wrong cards. And Tez's Embers mean nothing. I'm going to take the Golden Compass. I think, like, Golden Compass is going to be really good in general, just because 2 early rests, 1 late rest, we got the 2 late elites, we've got the late shop. Like, it's just a really good floor. Also, a second relic. But I do usually end up taking it in a position where it's like, yeah, none of the other options really give me anything. I'll splash for synthesis. Hell yeah. That's gonna make our sleight of hand free. Sleight of hand, sleight of flesh. There it is. Sleight of hand. Debilitate them to set up the additional vulnerability for Scythe to be able to stagger. Ooh, dismantle for 44 damage. Hell yeah. That's a good dismantle right there. And then finish him. Power potion probably worth taking. I don't want to dilute this deck too much. I don't think Negative Pulse needs to go in here. At the KDO deck, Lost Wisp. Whenever I play a power card, it does AoE damage to everyone. I want that. I only have 1 power in the deck at the moment, but adding AoE and preventing me from having to, be the source of that AoE is actually really helpful. All right. Whoa, hang on. My headphones are not working. There we go. Great. Okay. How about this battle? There's a Scythe in here, probably fish from the splash because none of this defends as well this turn. Next attack you play this turn costs 0. Pretty cool. We can take out the frontliner with that. Look, I'm happy to take a 2 single points of damage. Each of them was individual. They just happen to be next to one another. Ooh. Yeah, I want extra energy enough to take a borrowed time. I'm also going to upgrade borrowed time because it is night and day. It's like True Grit. Like, you desperately want it upgraded. Unupgraded, you're like, show me. I mean, look, if the Rocket Punch is free this turn, that's still 2 card draw. Oh, which matters. I'm going to leave the Scythe in the cycle and just get some extra HP on Osti, because I really don't want to have to take damage to this 25 this turn. Fear, Debilitate, and then Strike. I don't get to use my Sleight of Flesh. Wah. Headbutt? Fear. Bone Shard, Headbutt the... Okay, never mind. It doesn't even happen. Scourge, Pass, and Right Hand. Nope. Nope, not needed. Let's get the Dirge up. Those Soul Pluses matter a lot. Potion of Doom or Power Potion? Power Potion only gives you a common attack. Do you know how good that potion is? I'll give you the Potion of Doom. I mean, it's Defile or nothing. By Jove, it's Defile. Meat on the bone if your HP is out of below 50% at the end of combat. Heal. There is a shop early. I will take the debts. Oh, perfect first click there. Get a common after that as well. I've got 2 more clicks. So I could get a potion. That click. I unfortunately don't know if that's a rare or... Wait, no, it can't be a curse. I'll click there. Yeah, it's a common. Art of War. If you don't believe in attack in your turn, draw an extra card next turn. Cleanse. So I asked about this, by the by, and I got a lot of comments, and pretty much all of them told me to pronounce it phonetically, and every phonetical pronunciation of it said it the same way I've been saying it. So what the goddamn problem is it? Dance macabre. Dance macabre. What's wrong? Dance macabre? Is that what you want me to say? Is macabre not a problem? I think I'm on that. Gah. Berry? I don't think any of this is necessary. Regal Billow, whenever you rest, heal additional 15 HP. Enchant attack with Vigorous. Vigorous 8. I'll happily give. Actually, Power Potion for 10 max HP. Yeah, especially because we've got the meat on the bone and the Regal Pillow. I think that's going to be pretty impactful, actually. Then, I don't have any enchanted attacks in any way, do I? No, but I considered it for a second. I don't know how. Oh, right, Vigorous would have been the enchantment. I was thinking of putting that on Bone Shards, so it would have just been 20 damage AoE, so that, you know, I don't have to have as many AoE things. Because they are just better. Whenever you shuffle your draw pile, draw a card. Actually, Shockwave's going to be sick here. Get rid of that debt. Take Shockwave. Don't have another late shop, do I? No. Okay, so Pendulum, whenever you shuffle your draw pile, draw a card is also really good. Still start with Splash. Great. Fear, Sunder, and Defend. I'll throw down the Lockpot as well. That one's just a defensive turn. Gives us additional energy next turn, courtesy of the Art of War. Ugh. Not that that's additional energy that I'm capable of utilizing next turn. Ow. Not the hand we wanted to draw there. I'm not even below half HP, so the meat on the bone isn't going to heal me. Rude. Meal ticket. Whenever you enter a shop, heal 15 HP. I really want that delay, only if I can upgrade that delay. I'll take it, and I'll immediately move one space and upgrade it as well. My plan being rest here and get more value out of the Regal Pillow, as well as heal with meat on the bone halfway, or at the end of this fight. Okay, hang on. We got a decent amount of AoE in this deck. We can probably still make this work. Shockwave and Bone Shards, big amount of damage. Then I've got 30 for a single target. That frontliner would take itself out in the middle of its own turn in response to that. It's pretty good. Gotta lose the Defile to do so. Oh, that means it summons this turn? I thought it meant it would take a turn off before trying to summon. Well, it's not as good as I was hoping. Let's get a Celestial Might out here. 27 damage to a single target. I could debilitate 27, 6, 33. Okay. Actually do it that way, because then I can debilitate the backline to keep you double vuln and double weak. I'm going to fish from the skill bot this turn. Easy, reanimate that. I guess just Draw back into an AoE card of some kind. That'll do it. Nanjiku, every time you play 10 attacks, gain an additional energy. That negative pulse isn't bad as well, just because of the slider flash, so it's also really good AoE instant damage. We didn't end up taking damage in that fight. I almost wonder if I should take another upgrade here. Especially because Shockwave gets 2 additional turns of weaken vulnerability and how impactful that is alongside the Debilitate. I think I should do... Whoa! I didn't expect there was a single chance in hell I was going to get both of those on the first turn. You're double weak and double vulnerable. Disintegration is going to be pretty hard for us to take. I'm going to take Mind Rot and then the damage one. It's annoyingly important that I dodge. The way that I'm capable of dealing with drawing few cards is by having souls in the draw pile, so I really need some of them to be there. Sleight of Flesh has seen most of the debuffs have already been played, so Sleight of Flesh isn't going to do too much damage for us, unfortunately. So... probably just Bone Shard. Actually, I will Bone Shard Sleight of Flesh. Ooh, splash for a free Gamma Blast. That works. Soul our way into the draw pile, and Defile for 27 is huge as well. I'm going to Soul just in case I get Borrowed Time. I don't, but I do get Bone Shards, giving me the ability to defend more this turn. 1 HP. Keep up that debilitation. 7 damage to me at the end of the turn. Just enough for me to be able to block that. I can't take disintegration or I lose. I probably lose either way. I'm gonna have to delay this turn, take that hit, and just hope for somehow the world's most aggressive turn up next and we don't get it. No! Oh, no! Because I didn't rest? I mean, yeah, but also... the Shockwave having extra turns was definitely helping us. The enemy with, you know, not doubled weaken against us in that period of time would have been really, really tragic. I almost wonder, like, if the Decimillipede did a bit more damage to me, I think I might have ended up in a much better position coming out here. Because it would have forced me to take the rest. Why? That said, this deck didn't really have, like, the win condition that I keep talking so much about wanting. Dirge is just a good card. Scythe a good card. Bone Shard's a good card. We were just kind of, like, making do. The doubling of the vulnerability, like, the Debilitate Shockwave, Debilitate Putrefy, both of that, incredible. I don't know if Sleight of Flesh needed to be there. I think it was the worst way to benefit from the debuffs in this deck. And, I mean, unless it was played on turn 1 and then it ends up being ridiculous. But, like, I wonder if, like, a much, much thinner version of this deck had a significantly better chance. Dang. Booming Conch and Bellows at the first 2 as well. Incredible. Unfortunately, we ended the run slightly over 30, so I do not have time to start another, especially because you can end up with a 1.5 hour episode that way, and that's 3 episodes recording time. And I do need the time. I got a lot of work. I got a lot of episodes to record. For the moment, my name has been Rhapsody. Special thanks to this episode of Disney Mia. Hopefully you all have been enjoying yourselves, and hopefully we'll see you all next time.